Hello and welcome back to your mat work class with me. We are going to start in a standing position today. So if you can just stand in the center of your mat, we're going to have our feet hip distance apart. Hands can just be on your hips, otherwise you can have one hand on your lower back and one hand behind the back of your head. We're going into a hip hinge. So we start by softening the knees. Then I want you to send your hips back, your chest forward, and we're aiming to get a nice stretch down the back of our legs here. So bending the knees as much as you need to, but trying to push those hips back. Keep that chest open and try to drop it down towards the mat. From here, I just like to take a few little pulses. Move nice and slowly and a really small range of motion. Then what I'm going to get you to do is push your hips forward and give those glutes a little squeeze at the top, just so your pelvis tucks under a little bit and you're standing up nice and tall. We're going to repeat that a couple of times. We soften the knees, hips go back, chest comes forward, few little pulses. Aiming here just to draw that belly button up just a little bit. Relax those shoulders down and back. Keep the collarbones nice and broad. Aim to get that little pull through the back of the hamstrings. Nothing too crazy. We still want to have those knees bent. Push those hips forward, standing up nice and tall. A little gentle squeeze of the glutes. We've got two more just like this. Little pulses. Hopefully each time you find you can either get a little bit deeper or you're feeling less of that pulling sensation into the hamstrings. Beautiful. Hips forward, squeeze those glutes. Perfect. Last one. Soften the knees. Hinge those hips back, lifting up through that belly button. Shoulder blades are relaxing down and back. We're grounding through our feet as well, so our heel and 2 points underneath the ball of our foot are touching. Hopefully your arches of your feet are lifted. Good. From here, you just want to fold yourself forward. So keep those knees bent, but we're relaxing through the spine this time rather than keeping it nice and straight. Hopefully you can reach down and grab onto your legs somewhere, and we just want to move a little bit more intuitively now. So you can rock from side to side. Let that head hang nice and heavy for me if you can. Bend those knees a lot. Again, just stretching down the whole back side of the body. Gentle twist from side to side if you need it. Using your legs just to help you fold forward a little bit more. Bending those knees enough so you can place your hands down onto your mat. Walk your hands out and drop those knees down so we're in a 4-point kneeling position here. Keep those toes tucked under for me if you can. What we're going to do is press that mat away, lift that belly button up, keep that chin tucked in and hover those knees up off the mat. Good. Now what I want you to do is lift a little bit higher, drop those knees back down, just touch the mat ever so gently and lift straight back up. Lower the knees, touch and lift, touch and lift. Good. So I want you to think nice and strong through those shoulders. Keep those collarbones nice and broad. Relax the shoulder blades down your back. A lot of core engagement here. Lift those hips. Good. Lower and lift. Just a very slight touch of the knees onto the mat. Good. Get those quads firing up. Keep that chin tucked in for me. Let's go for 3, 2, last one. Lower those legs down onto the mat. Beautiful. I want you to step one foot back and step that other foot back as well. So we're in that high plank position. We're going to go across the body for some really slow mountain climbers, okay? Tuck that tailbone under, draw that belly button in, press that mat away. Good, nice and slow. Opposite knee to that opposite elbow if you can. Beautiful. We'll be here for 6, 5, 4, 3. Relax those shoulder blades down and back for 2. Last one. Lower those knees down. Good. Take it back. We'll just take a few gentle circles through the wrists. Couple each way. Beautiful. All right. Bring yourself back down into that 4-point kneeling position. We're going to start off with our right leg. I want you to kick that leg back behind you. Flex the foot so your toes point down towards the mat. We want to really squeeze that right butt cheek. We lower the toes down and then we lift. Lower the toes down and lift. When you lift that leg up, it should be nice and strong squeeze through that glute, and the leg should just come in line with the body. We don't want to let the belly drop as we lift the leg. Keep tucking that belly button in, ribs to hips. Keep all that tension through that right glute, okay? Beautiful. We're going to keep the chin tucked in. Again, we're relaxing our shoulder blades down and back. Good. 2 more. Lift, lower, lift and hold. Good. Now curl that knee, that heel in towards your bottom, and then kick it straight back out long. Curl and straighten. 2 more. Curl, straighten. Last one. Curl and straighten. Now we're going to go back to 3 lift and lowers here. So 1, 2. Hold on this third one. 1 hamstring curl. Nice. 3 lift and lowers. 3, 2, 1. 1 hamstring curl. Good. Continue with that pattern. 3 lifts. Nice. Hold that leg high. Hamstring curl. Beautiful. Lift, lift, little curl. Good. Feeling that whole backside of that leg working now. Glute and hamstring. Perfect. We have 2 more rounds just like this. 3 lift and lowers, 1 strong hamstring curl. Good. Last round. 3, 2, 1. Hamstring curl. And relax that leg in. Nicely done. Shake off those wrists again if you need to. We're coming back into our high plank position. Back onto those hands and knees. Lift one leg out long, the other leg will follow. Good. Let's curl that knee in towards our chest. I want you to drop the knee down towards the mat and quickly lift. Drop that knee down, quickly lift. Good. Lower and lift. Nice. Lower and lift. 3 more here. 3, 2. Last one. Kick it back out nice and long. Other side. Lower and lift. Good. Lower and lift. Nice. Good. Here for 3. Here for 2. Here for 1. Straighten and down onto those knees. Well done. Again, another shake of those wrists. Back into our all fours so we can do our horse kicks on the other side. Planting those hands down, chest is loud and proud, shoulder blades are down and back. Kick that left leg out long this time. Flex the foot, toes towards the mat. We're just going to start with our lower and lifts. Again, rib to hip connection at the front. Nice strong squeeze to lift that leg up in line with the body, okay? Perfect. See if we can keep our upper body nice and still. Make sure your chest hasn't come too far over your hands, okay? Kick it back and really use this other leg as your support. Nice. All right, we're going to go into our combination. So we lift for 3, lift for 2, lift for 1 and hold. Hamstring curl just once. Back to 3, lift and lowers. Good. Lift, lift, hamstring curl. Nice. Only move as quick as you like. The slower you go, the more you're going to get that burn, but we're after that stability here, especially around the hips and around the torso. Beautiful. My shoulders are starting to get a little bit shaky. Nice. lift, 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 hamstring curl. Good. 2 more sets like that. Lift, 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 hamstring curl. Nice. Last one. Stay with me. Lift, 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 curl, and relax that leg down. Nicely done. Okay, we are coming off our hands and our wrists now. We're going to take a seated position, so sitting back onto your heels. Take my knees a little bit wider and my toes are together. You can start with your hands by your hips. I'm going to get you to come up into this kneeling position. From here, I want you to squeeze your bottom to push your hips forward and slightly tuck that tailbone under. So we're sitting up or kneeling up nice and tall. I want you to think about drawing your belly button in. We're keeping our rib and our hip connection just to keep our neutral spine. We're going to keep our chest open nice and wide, and we're going to go into another hip hinge variation. So I'm going to get you to fold at the hips, lower your hips down towards your heels, and your chest can come forward. So I'm in this forward lean position, and then kneeling up, pressing our hips forward, squeezing those glutes. So fold at the hips, hinging back, and up into that kneeling position. If you need to roll up your mat a couple of times and rest that underneath your knees, do so. And you just want to inhale on the way down, exhale to kneel up. Good. Chest comes forward as those hips come back. We really want to engage through the glutes. So the further back your hips can go and the further forward you can lean, the more range of motion through your hips you're going to get. Nice gentle squeeze of those glutes at the top to really push those hips forward and complete that movement. Nicely done. Chest nice and open. Try to keep that chin tucked in. It's really easy for that head to carry forward. All right. You can keep your hands on your hips if you like. Otherwise, I'm going to reach my hands forward as I hinge down and then sweep my hands by my side as I hinge up. Beautiful. Fold at the hips, press them forward. Nicely done. Keep those shoulder blades relaxing down and back. Excellent. Keep drawing that belly button in as you press those hips forward. Good. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Nicely done. You can pick up the pace if you're feeling quite good. Just tapping those hips down towards the heels and then nice strong press forward. Beautiful. Couple more here. Relax those shoulder blades down and back. Only moving as quick as you feel comfortable. Slow it down if you need to. Reach those arms forward. Press those hips forward. Let's go for 3, for 2, last one. Keep pressing up. We're going to bring the knees a little bit closer together and those toes can split now. We're going to start with our hands out in front of us. I want you to keep squeezing your glutes, keep your rib to hip connection, and we're going to start to lean back. Nice. Exhale, ribs to hips, bring yourself back up straight. Inhale, come back over. Exhale to return. Good. If you feel like you need a little bit more stability in this posture, you can tuck your toes under. Otherwise, press the tops of your feet into the mat. Have that mat rolled up under your knees if you need to. Gaze is forward, and we're keeping our torso in one long straight line. Good. Relax through the belly, draw that belly button in to reset. Neutral spine, glutes are on. Nicely done. Relax those shoulder blades down and back. Start to feel that stretch and that burn through the front of the quads. That beautiful activation. Nice, to stop us toppling over. Make sure we're not losing our hips and letting them drop back into that squat position that we were just working on. We are just hinging back at the knees this time. Beautiful. Start off with a really small range of motion. You can start to increase as you get a little bit more comfortable. Beautiful. Really feel those quads working. Nice. As those quads also start to lengthen, you'll be able to find that you can lean back a little bit further. Nice, but still just keeping that range of motion that works best for you. Think about that core activation. Good, use those legs. Let's go for 3. Inhale, exhale, last one. Nice big lean. Bring yourself back up. Beautiful job. All right, before we go into a little bit more core work, we're going to finish off with some shoulder work. So back onto our hands and knees for the last time today. We are going to start off onto our knees. So walk those knees back a little bit and drop those hips so you're in a plank position on your knees. You want to take your hands out quite wide, so use the width of your mat and make sure that your hands are just below your shoulders. Good. From here, we're going to slowly squeeze your shoulder blades together and lower all the way down onto your mat. When you land, you want to make sure that your hands are underneath your armpits, okay? Then from here, we're going to go into a Superman position. So you're going to squeeze your glutes, lift your legs up off the mat. Your hands can be on your forehead, by your side, or out in front of you, and you're lifting up and holding for 3, 2, 1. Rest back down onto the mat, hands underneath the armpits. Lift those feet, so we're going to press back up onto our knees. So draw your belly button in and press all the way back up to that push-up position. Good, we go again. We lower all the way down nice and slowly. We reach our hands into that comfortable position. We reach and we hold for 3, 2, 1. Relax, tuck the chin, lift the belly button, press up off the mat. Good. These are our dead man push-ups, so lowering all the way down, Superman in whichever arm position you choose, lowering and pressing back up. Good. Make sure you hold for those 3 seconds, relax, and then pressing up. Keeping your body in one long line as you do your push-up. Good. If you're feeling pretty comfortable on your knees, you can try lifting up onto your toes. So there's 2 ways we can do this. We want to lift our belly button up a lot and press up onto our toes, and lowering down onto our toes. Or, if you like, if you're working on progressing your push-ups, we can press up onto the knees, but then give lowering down onto the toes a go. Beautiful. Make sure that lowering down phase is nice and slow. It's a really nice way to progress your push-ups. Good, nice strong Superman forming. Lift those arms, lift those feet, and press up. Good. 3 more here. Take your time. Exhale, press away. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Good. Give lowering down onto your toes a go if you haven't already. And press. Good job. Alrighty, let's make our way over onto our back. Lying down, we're going to lift one leg up towards the ceiling, and then that other leg will lift up as well. We want to make sure that our thighs are as vertical as that we can make them. So if you need to soften your knees, do so. Just want to make sure that your knees aren't too close in towards your chest, or that those legs aren't too far away. Thighs are vertical, okay? Rather just straighten those knees or a soft bend. Arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to exhale, tuck the chin in, and curling up, reaching for our toes. Inhale to relax back down. Exhale, ab curl up. Inhale to relax. Nicely done. Making sure your gaze is just onto your kneecaps to keep that chin nice and tucked. Good. Exhale, ribs slide down towards those hips. Inhale to relax. Good. If those legs are a bit shaky, that is all good. Soften those knees as you need to. Feet can be relaxed or pointed, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Just aim to keep those thighs as vertical as you possibly can. Beautiful. And we're here for 20 more seconds. Good. Lift those shoulder blades up off the mat and slowly curl back down. Let's go for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring those legs to tabletop position, arms out by your side, and rotate over to the left-hand side of your room for me. Left hand goes behind the back of your head, and that's going to support your head, neck, and shoulders as we curl up. Other hand is going to reach up towards the ceiling, so you've got your right hand lifted up. We're going to exhale, curling up over that top hip. Inhale to relax. Keeping that head nice and heavy into that hand. Okay, so you've got this lower back twist. And we're curling up and we're using this side of the waist in our obliques. Beautiful. Exhale to curl. Inhale to relax. Nice. You'll notice that it's only a small range of motion. If you'd like to progress this exercise, you can lift the ankles up as you curl up, like you're trying to fold yourself in half. Exhale, inhale to lower. Beautiful. Trying to keep those shoulders square to that top hip or square to the ceiling. Aiming to keep that right shoulder down as close to the mat as you can. Lifting, lowering. We've got 3 more here before we hold and pulse. Good. Lift, lower. Last one, lift, and little pulses towards those toes. Lift those feet up if you've got them lifted. Let's pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower. Beautiful. Bring those legs back to the center. Lifting up into tabletop position, arms out by your side. Let's take those legs over to the right hand side of the room now. Enjoy that lower back twist first. Right hand goes behind the back of the head and our left arm will reach up towards the ceiling. On our next exhale breath, we ab curl up, inhale to lower. Exhale, curl, inhale to lower. Good. Again, curling our chest towards that top hip. Good. Trying to crunch through this side of the waist and relax. Trying to bring that rib cage a little bit closer towards that hip. Good. Again, to progress, as you curl up, you reach those heels up off the mat and you reach for the toes. Good. Really engaging through this top side of the body. Keep your head nice and heavy into that hand, supported on that curl up. Excellent. We have 5 more to go before we pulse. Good. Let's go for 3, for 2, for 1. Curl up and pulse down towards those toes. Good. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing. Good, just roll those legs from side to side. Nicely done. We are going to finish off today's class in a standing position. So it's going to be quite dynamic and hopefully get the heart rate up a little bit more. Alrighty, so we're going into our curtsy lunges. We start off with our legs a lot wider than shoulder width apart. Good. Pick one side that you'd like to work on. We'll do both. I'm going to start off by grounding my left leg down in towards the mat. I'm going to come up onto the tippy toes of my right leg. I'm going to swing it behind me and bend both knees, lowering this back knee down towards the back of my heel. Exhale to stand up and squeeze and swing this leg back out to the side, staying onto that tippy toe. I'm going to move nice and slowly at the start and see if we can get our balance. So we're working on a lot of stability through the leg that's not moving, or that front leg, especially as we're swinging the leg out to the side and then around the back over to the other side. As we squat down, we want to make sure that the arch of the foot is lifted and that front knee is tracking over that middle part of your foot. We can work on depth as we go, so even if you just get the movement correct first and get familiar with the movement, you can work on dropping that back knee down towards the floor as you get a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more warmed up. Beautiful. Good. Making sure when you swing this leg behind, it's actually quite far back. One, so you have room to drop that knee down, but two, just so your base of support is quite wide. Good. Press through this front heel to stand, springing off the toes as well. Nice. Press through this foot. Excellent. Good. Two more on this side. Last one. Perfect. Shake out the legs if you need to. We're going to try the other side. So grounding through my right leg this time, up onto the left tippy toes, swing the leg out to the side, and a little curtsy. Good. A little curtsy. Beautiful. I'll show you from side on, as I want you to practice that hip hinge like we were at the start. So as I swing my leg back, I want my hips to go back, my chest to come forward, so I can really think about pressing my hips forward and engaging through my glutes. Nice. So think about hips back, hips forward, hips back, hips forward. Good. If we try to keep this posture up really tall, I find that we're using a lot more of this quad. It forces your knee forward a little bit too much and you don't have the range of motion. So send those hips back, that knee comes back with you, and you have a bigger range or a bigger depth. Beautiful. Hip back, hip forward. Good. Let's go for 5. And then we're going to finish with some alternating curtsies. Good. Last 2. And lucky last 1. Nice. Shake out those legs. We're going to take the feet quite wide this time, okay? We're going to be stepping from side to side. So use the length of your mat. Start off with one side. Switch that leg behind. Drop that knee down. Try to aim to touch the ground if you've got that depth. Take a really wide step out to the side. Shift your weight and curtsy on the other leg. Good. So we've got this really wide side to side step. Flick that leg behind you. Aim to drop that knee nice and low now that we're a little bit warmed up. One hand on the hip, other hand reach for the ground. Good. Spring off those toes and press nice and strong through that front heel. Nice. Arches of the feet lifted. Good, nice and strong. Chest forward, touch the ground. Excellent. So now you can slow it down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Or if you're feeling good, if you want to get that heart rate up, take those steps a little bit quicker. Nice and springy, nice and light through the legs. Good. Keep exhaling to press up. Inhale as your recovery. Good. Nice wide steps. Use that length of the mat. Good job. Nice. We've got this. Let's go for 20 more seconds. This is your chance to pick it up a little bit if you like. For the last little bit of work, aim to get that hand to touch the mat. Good. Let's do this. Let's go for 5, for 4, for 3, last 2, last 1, and stand. Come into a standing twist. Release that back foot off. Aim to twist those elbows from side to side. Nicely done. Hope the legs are feeling nice and warm, a little bit jelly-like for me. Let's take a roll down stretch and see how we feel compared to at the start. So reach those arms up towards the ceiling. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. In and out. Next exhale breath, tuck that chin, slowly roll yourself all the way down. Bend those knees as you need to. Placing those hands wherever they land. Behind the back of the legs, onto the mat. Grabbing onto those toes. Hopefully feeling a lot easier than the first time. A little bit more length through the back of the legs. Head nice and heavy. Slowly roll yourself all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Reach those arms above your head. And a little side to side sway. Nice. Slowly relax those arms down. And you guys are all done. I'll see you at your next class.